TEMU Casino. Fun above all else. Hamul Casino. Fun above all else.
That is my number. All right, hit me.
TEMU Casino. Fun above all else.
Feels like it's been a very chaotic morning here on Ben and Woods.
It has been, for sure.
Have our StreamYard streaming issues, and new people keep coming into our YouTube chat just to see our smiling faces. Smile, everybody.
But we have no audio.
But they have no audio, so all they do is see us.
The next person that seriously says, hey, there's no audio, I'm banning them.
Paulie's losing his mind.
I might fight them later this
Yes,
afternoon.
we know there's no audio on
We're
our
sorry.
YouTube stream. Please.
So don't do this for us, but it's not our fault.
I would say go to the Odyssey app, turn on your radio. But again, if you can't hear me saying that,
don't know.
it doesn't do you any good. So I don't really know what to do. It's not
Wait,
our.
now it says it's back, and I can't
It's
tell
not
if they're
our
joking
issue.
with us or not.
I think they're joking. No, it's back. I think it's back. Oh, welcome back,
back.
everybody on YouTube. You made it just in time for Don't Do This. Whole morning's been kind of a Don't Do This, but here we go. And I will start, Woodsy, in baseball. And an interesting story from The Athletic yesterday. Everyone was scratching their heads when the Oakland A's signed not Oakland A's, the A's signed Luis Severino to the Ath to play in Sacramento, going, oh, well, that's kind of unfortunate for the Oakland fans who now, their team is starting to spend money, $67 million contract, but there appears to be an ulterior motive for the A's to sign Luis Severino. It's not to necessarily attract fans in Sacramento or put together a winning team on the field. The reason most, clubs sign talented players, it's that they spend so little money that they have opened themselves up to a potential players' union grievance. It has to do with the amount of revenue sharing a team gets. And if you're not spending that revenue sharing money on improving your product, then the union can file a grievance. And if you're at a certain threshold, the onus would be on the team to prove that we are actually trying to win. And the A's would, I think, fare very poorly with a neutral arbitrator who are going, really? You're trying to win, really, huh?
Well, we just signed Luis Severino.
So they have to get to a certain minimum amount.
So it's like a floor,
to
kind
prevent that. It's a bit of a floor for them, at least.
So legitimately, they got a phone call from Major League Baseball and said, hey, guys, we know that you're embroiled in this big move, and there's another move potentially in your future. You're moving into a new ballpark. But you got to spend some money in free agency. You have to do it. And they said, Severino. And we'll give him way more than he's worth, way more than we've ever spent on anybody before. That's insane.
Baseball's collective bargaining agreement requires teams to carry a payroll more than 1.5 times the amount they receive from local revenue sharing. Yeah. So if you get $50 million in revenue share, you need to spend at least $75 million on your team, or the players' union can file that grievance. Guess what? Even after Severino, the A's aren't there yet. They still have to spend another $25 million or more on next year's roster before they're in the clear, according to Evan Drellick from The Athletic.
I'm not kidding. When I said yesterday, I was watching MLB Network, and the two most interesting interviews for me were the Rockies GM and the A's GM, and they had them both on. And you feel bad for them, right? A little bit. You feel like, what are you guys going to work on? When this guy was trying to sell the planet, that Sacramento is going to be filled with 14,000 rabid athletics fans next year, and that it's going to be a really tough place for teams to come in and play. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe it. I said, bro, this is, and maybe they'll get some fans there at Sacramento. They never had big league baseball there, but to say that this is going to be, hey man, people are not going to like to come in here and play this team is, I feel like, that's gaslighting, by the way. I feel like I was being gaslit.
By the way, speaking of revenue sharing, the Major League Baseball did approve an extra $15 million yesterday to teams that had lost their TV contract the last couple of years. Now, they didn't specify which teams, but the Padres are believed to be among that group eligible for the extra $15 million payment for losing their television deal.
Got it. All right, so maybe an extra 15 mil
possible
coming our way.
Yeah.
So the Philadelphia Eagles, man, 11-2 on the season. Yeah, they had a bit of a rough game against Carolina Panthers. They did not cover, but they did end up winning the game. And you see this stuff every year. Star wide receiver A.J. Brown was not happy after the game, after a win. which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But they asked him, hey, what can this team improve on? And he said, passing. And they said, well, he goes, everything else can be fixed. Passing. He was targeted just 4 times. I think he had 43 yards. Said it's incredibly tough to get into a rhythm when they're so run-focused, blah, blah, blah. So right then, it's kind of a red flag, right? Like, we just won a football game. We're trying to win a Super Bowl here. So after, another teammate kind of took it upon himself, Brandon Graham, and he said, well, clearly there's a problem between the quarterback, 1, and the receiver, 11. Listen to his audio when he went on WIP yesterday.
The person that's complaining need to be accountable. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he know this. I don't know the whole story, but I know that 1 is trying. And I mean, 11 could be a little better with how he responds to things. And they was friends before this. It's like, man, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens. But it's the business side that we have to make sure that we don't let the personal get in the way of the business. And that's what we got to do better as right now, because we know it's an issue. Everybody's seeing some things, but we need to be able to talk things out as men. You know what I'm saying? But we need.
So the gist of it then is essentially, you can see it. They used to be tight. They're not tight anymore. Well, now, have you seen the walk back? As of this morning, it was actually less than 3 hours after he went on and said 1 and 11 are dueling. He said, I got it all wrong. He said, I assumed about their friendship, made me look even worse because I had it all wrong. Now people are going to run with that part. Well, they are, because you said it live on the radio. That's not the media's fault. Now everyone's blaming the media in Philly. He said it on the radio. I really just want to win, man. What bothers me, and I want brothers to be able to hash it out. I'm going to make sure I apologize to both of them. So he stepped in it. He stepped in it after.
I don't know that Brandon Graham was wrong. This smacks to me of, all right, you just stepped in it. Now you need to go fix it. Say whatever you need to say, but we don't need stories about, beef between our quarterback and wide receiver out there. So you go and lie, and you tell them everything's okay, and you're sorry, and you incorrectly
read the room
spoke.
wrong.
I read the room wrong.
Well, and then, hey, when in doubt, just blame the media for run. I'm telling you, like, after a win, Ben, do you agree? After a win, it should not be about how many catches did I get and how many targets did I. We just won a game in the NFL. It's not easy to do, and we've won 11 of them. Like, everything's good, man. Did we get the dub? We did. Great. I saw Deebo Samuel tweeting yesterday, whining about not getting the ball. Just stop, bro. Just stop. I hate it. It
should never be about your individual numbers, obviously. Now, hey, the best teams are the ones that try to improve after victories, though.
Yeah.
You still identify what went wrong. And that brings me to do this to wrap up this segment. Sacramento Kings.
Mega doo-doo.
Their head coach, Mike Brown, veteran head coach, Lakers, Cavs, former USD.
It's incredible.
He had a lot to say following the Kings' 141-97 win over the Utah Jazz.
Wow.
You're going to be pretty happy. He just won by 44 points. But he also wanted to make a point that his team needs to continue to be methodical to keep improving offensively. He says, you don't need to go for the big moments. We just need to play consistently. And here's how he conveyed this message.
This was sent over to me under the caption of Mike Brown press conferences are now must-watch television.
We just need to be methodical by stacking or playing the right way, possession after 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 possession
records
after possession after possession after possession
right
after possession after possession
my God
after possession after possession after possession after possession
my God
after possession after possession after possession after possession after possession after possession after possession. You guys got what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, we get it.
You want the tally?
Yes. Do you have it?
I do.
Yeah, I kept
all right, hold on.
26.
Oh, I was going to say 18.
I counted 25 as possession,
after
and then
possession.
25
after
possession.
Possession.
Petey Papago says, is this real? Yes. That's a real piece of audio.
It was not edited.
It was not edited.
Showed you guys the video. He's moving around and talking at the same time. Like, that is real
point
audio.
made. Methodical, consistent possession by possession basketball.
I don't see the thing on YouTube. It says will begin momentarily. A video. Does that make sense? Should I just redo mine?
I don't know.
Let's take a break. We're done. That was Don't and Do This for Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and
We
Woods
believe most
on
of our
97.3 The Fan.
technical issues are being cleared up, and hopefully they will all be cleared up when Sammy Levitt joins us from the winter meetings in Dallas. We will do that when we come back on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
We're good.
Got to say, Sam Levitt is just doing some very impressive work. First day at the winter meetings yesterday, first full day at least, and he was all over the place. Loved the video content.
So good.
I was following our Twitter feed, his Twitter feed, Instagram, and then covering the press conferences, just talking to the insiders, talking to Mike Schill, talking to AJ Preller, and Sammy is standing by from Dallas. Is going to join us right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Drive-Thru Oil Change, your trusted instant drive-thru oil change. Guys, it continues to be pretty uneventful on our freeways, but we'll take it, right? Yeah, there is a collision in the North County, however, southbound 15, just before the 76. Looks like several vehicles got into it. They're all over to the right shoulder. Stop by any of the 30 San Diego Valvoline Instant Oil Change Centers. You don't have to get out of your car. Usually only takes 15 minutes or less, plus get a free courtesy check of your tires and battery. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And joining us live from the MLB Winter Meetings in Dallas, presented by San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big bank banking, it is better, is our friend Sam Levitt in full video glory on our YouTube stream as well in the lobby from the Anatole Hilton in Dallas. Good morning, Sammy.
Hey, guys. Good morning. It is a nice morning here in Dallas. The lobby is very busy, as you can see on the YouTube stream. The beautiful Hilton Anatole with the rooms surrounding the main area here. So good to be with you on day 2 of these MLB winter meetings.
My big question, have you gone down the snow slide that they have in the lobby at the hotel that I saw on TV yesterday?
No, I have not gone down the snow slide. I have not physically seen anybody go down the snow slide. Now, it's on the opposite side of the hotel, so I don't go by it often. But I would. Excuse me. I would go down the snow slide. Man, it's early here. I got to get the frog out of my throat. I would go down the snow slide, but we'll see if I get there before the end of Wednesday.
Yeah, you sound a little worse for wear, Sammy. You out drinking with Katie Wu last night, or what? What's happening?
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
No. I did go to Terry Black's
Yes!
barbecue, last night.
What'd you think?
It was very, very good. I got a little bit of everything.
Good.
I got a little brisket, which was very good. The ribs, I got 2 ribs, which was very good. What else did I get? I got the jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Amazing.
Also good. Cream corn,
Yes.
mac and cheese, green beans, and a peach cobbler. The cobbler was great. It was all very, very good. I did do something that you guys will not approve of, and that is...
You put ketchup on it.
Well, no, I really ran up the price because I really wasn't fully aware of how much I was getting. So it ended up being like
it's very expensive.
$40-something, so I
fine.
didn't expense it.
Oh,
come on.
God.
It's show
Thank you,
We're getting
Sammy.
show content out of it.
Thank you, Sammy.
Sammy, I'll give
This is
Adam
how-
$20 after the show, and that'll go towards it.
Well, I
You're
did
good.
just expense my my yogurt parfait and my coffee this morning here at the hotel. So
Fine.
this is how you stay on the good side of Mr. Klug.
Yeah,
Couldn't
just
you
pay
have
your
just
own
gotten
way.
a McRib at McDonald's?
Isn't the McRib just the same as Terry Black's?
It was good. The cobbler in particular was very,
It's
very
amazing.
good. So,
They got us all running scared in here to expense food on trips. Everyone in here is terrified of management at Odyssey. That's a problem. Juan Soto apparently didn't go to the Yankees because they wouldn't give him a suite. My man Sammy can't even expense a cobbler without being afraid of repercussions
Well,
from
hold on.
management here.
I don't want to throw Adam under the bus. There was no communication about
Yeah,
this.
because you
By the
already
way,
know.
I don't have any sort of limits on me spring training. There's never numbers that are discussed. It's just a mutual understanding of what's reasonable. I've always stayed within range. Nobody's ever brought up any number to me or any issue.
What's
so
that like?
I know. You wouldn't know. I think you guys spend more at spring training for the 4 days than I do in the 7 weeks.
There's no way. There's no way.
I think there is a way.
There's
Woods.
no way. It's not like we go crazy when we're out there.
We'll keep track this year.
Paulie, let's just eat out of garbage cans. From now on, we're just going to eat out of garbage cans. We'll steal stuff from the Padres plays. Because every year, I got to go over my expense report without him with a fine-tooth comb. Every year, I'm getting nickel and dime. Juan Soto. He wanted a suite. They wouldn't give him a suite.
You're not a responsible young man like Sammy Levitt is.
Garbage.
And I two things. I did lie a little bit. It was actually over $50, and people in the chat are saying $40 is
pretty cheap
all
there.
that. It was actually over $50, which is why I got really timid on doing it. And by the way, I don't know about you guys. I don't believe all that sweet stuff with Soto. Like, the reality is that with the escalators, he was going to get like 50+ million more from the Mets than the Yankees.
It's funny, though, because, and again, if you guys hadn't heard the story yet, John Heyman was reporting, and some other people were reporting that Juan Soto, when he was, negotiating with the Yankees, he said, I want a suite for my family. And they said, well, Derek Jeter paid for his own suite, and so did Aaron Judge. We're not about to give you a suite. That would set a bad precedent. Steve Cohen said, you can have this suite, no problem, and here's some extra money. And, I mean, look, is it out of the realm of possibility? I don't really know how to feel about it. Part of me thinks, buddy, they just gave you $765 million. Do yourself a favor and buy 4 or 5 suites. You know what I mean? Like, put some money back into the team. But also, like, if a star wants that, if that's the breaking point or one of the breaking points, you just give it to him, I think.
Yeah. Look, when you're talking about that level of money, maybe those things do matter, right? How you got treated, things like a suite. So who knows? But whatever. We move on. Not really Padres related anymore.
Well, one thing that I saw coming out of the winter meetings, we're talking to Sammy Levitt here on Ben and Woods this morning, is this. There's a little bit of interest in a former Padre, Jurickson Profar, and the team that is getting the most play on it is the New York Yankees. And I was seeing mock lineups come out yesterday with Jurickson Profar batting in the leadoff spot for the New York Yankees, and I went, oh, man, obviously they have money to spend. We know that. They were about to spend $750 on Juan Soto. How do you feel about that as a fit, and do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, well, look, I think it would be a fit for the Yankees, and I think the chatter here from people I talked to yesterday is that the market is pretty robust for Jurickson Profar, and people expect he's going to get a multi-year deal, maybe upwards of, a 3-year deal, something along those lines, and $10+ million per year. So when you understand that, when you hear those rumblings, A, I think for the Yankees he may be a fit, but B, if the Padres have interest in keeping him, and especially under perhaps the financial constraints that A.J. Preller is working with, you do start to wonder about that reunion, but it certainly seems like he's drawing a lot of interest, Jurickson Profar, and rightfully so. He played himself into that spot.
Talking to Sam Levitt live from the winter meetings in Dallas. And Sammy, I would say it was your reporting yesterday that before yesterday, there was a couple of outflyers like Jim Bowden who said, I think the Padres might have a chance at Roki Sasaki, but for the most part, everyone was just saying it's Dodgers, Dodgers, Dodgers. Yesterday, though, you talked to a number of people, and I started hearing a lot more Padres talk. Do you think that's because they were talking to you? Are you sensing a genuine change that people around baseball do feel like it's at least kind of an even fight?
Well, I would say the people I talked to yesterday certainly felt like the Padres and Dodgers were the front runners. I don't know if they're putting the Padres on the same level as the Dodgers to get them. Somebody said yesterday to me, like, could the Padres steal him away? And it was kind of that phrasing. So I'm not totally sure if people are looking at it like they're on equal footing right now in that race for Sasaki, but pretty clear, I think, that the Padres are serious players, and they are there with the Dodgers as maybe the most two serious players. Look, I asked A.J. Preller yesterday, Ben, your question about what the process would look like with Sasaki now, and A.J. essentially said that, look, it's going to be, him and his representatives sort of leading the process, and now they move forward with the official posting. But I get the sense the Padres are really serious players, and obviously they're very interested. Mike Schilt was very, I thought, open yesterday about how much they want him and what the Padres could bring and how serious they are about it. So obviously he would be a major get, and I do get the sense that they're very serious players. How that relates to the Dodgers and their level of seriousness, I don't quite know. But it certainly seems like the Padres have a real shot at this guy.
Any other names that you're hearing connected with the Padres? I saw one name yesterday in reliever Jonathan Loaizaga. Maybe that they were kind of kicking the tires on. I know A.J. Preller told you they made some offers on catchers, just haven't gotten any of them.
Yeah, well, I thought that was pretty interesting yesterday. And again, when A.J. calls it a very competitive offer to Higashioka, I don't know what exactly that means. Is that, so where were they short, right, of the Rangers offer? Was it years? Was it money? I don't know that. It was interesting to hear him say, to your point, Ben, that they've been involved with every catcher that's come off the board. Now, with that said, it's not like these guys are making $15 million a year. I mean, we're looking at Gary Sanchez and Danny Jansen get, $8-9 million per year. So I don't know if that's a reflection on where the Padres are as far as what they're willing to spend right now. But look, I guess you could look at it two ways. It could be a positive that they're in the conversations. Could be a negative that they're not landing those players. They're not making the offers to land them. But I will say, I thought it was clear yesterday they are not done at catcher. I mean, AJ so much has said it that they're going to have to supplement that position either via trade or via free agency. And he mentioned Camposano, he mentioned Sullivan, but thought it was pretty clear yesterday that they're going to do something there. I think the question is, what level of that something do they do? And we'll find out over the coming weeks.
Sammy, we will look forward to more of your reports later today on our other programs, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow morning from Dallas. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy.
it. Thanks.
That sounded like a delicious meal.
Yeah.
And you know what? For $50 for ribs, brisket, sausage,
green beans,
mac and cheese, green beans, cream corn, and cobbler.
It's elite. Terry Black's is elite.
It's a good meal. It's a good meal right there.
Yeah, he earned it. It's on him.
He's earned everything. He's working very hard.
He is.
All day long.
You should send him back, and we'll pick up the bill.
I'll just Venmo him $50.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
All right, we will come back. Now that we got our YouTube stream back, Woods has got all of his,
my
his TEMU order.
It came in on time.
I've been waiting for this all day.
I am so excited to show you guys everything we got.
Next here on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we're halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. The executive producer, Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. And it's TEMU time. I'm very excited about this. If you missed the story last week, I needed to buy some shoes to complete my costume for the Ben and Woods Christmas and holiday extravaganza. And I looked on Amazon, didn't have my size. I looked on eBay, didn't have my size. There was one website available that had them in my size, and it was TEMU. And I'd heard of TEMU, but I'd never used it before. And I explained to everyone how I got rooked, again, online. And I bought the shoes, and they said, well, spin this wheel and you get a discount. Well, I spun the wheel, and it said, free. You get them free. I said, oh, my God, I'm so lucky. And then, but add this and add this for free. You got to get the shipping, we'll pay, you got to pay the shipping. It ended up costing me what did I figure out? About $150. By the time I was all done, I was like, oh my God, but I got all this stuff. Now, many people said, Woods, you're not going to get your package for 6 weeks. TEMU takes forever. And it came in this big thrown together package. And I ripped it open. And I just started pulling things out of it. I read the thing online of what I got, and I ended up getting, 30 items.
A grab bag.
It was like a grab bag of stuff. And so I finally got it, and I brought in some of the highlights. And when I say some of the highlights, I mean the only stuff that I kept. Because some of it I took out of the box immediately, opened it, and went, that's garbage. I'm throwing it away. The charger that I got, oh, my God. I wouldn't trust it to charge anything. So I threw that away.
Looked like a potential fire hazard waiting to happen.
Yes, it looked like it was going to ruin my phone. And then I had the thing that holds your phone in the car. Bro, no chance. I mean, there's no way this thing's sticking to the windshield or the dash or anything. There's no way. So I just tossed it. So I got some exercise bands. I brought these in.
All right,
They're all right.
They're
okay. I got some of these exercise bands. These feel a little flimsy, like I could probably rip them today.
Make you feel like the Incredible Hulk for a moment.
A little for a second. But then I got some stuff, and I guess I'll use Ben as my model here. I got a couple things for the show. There's a game called WTF, Did You Say? We can play that in a minute. Then we got one called How Well Do You Know Me? Which is a little tiny little game. It's for
it's the smallest game I've ever seen.
It's after dinner amusements. Let's play one real quick.
All right, a quick round.
Let's say that we.
So this is all knockoff Cards Against Humanity.
Kind of.
That is.
So let's say that we just finished dinner, the three of us, and we're like, what should we do now? Well, hang on.
I'm gonna have a brandy.
You'll have a brandy.
Yeah.
I'll have a cigar.
Cognac, yeah.
I'll have a cigar, and I'll pull out this out of my pocket because it's tiny, and we'll play How Well Do You Know Me, Ben. If I were a superhero, who would I be?
Iron Man.
Correct. Very good. All right.
I was right.
You do me.
All right. What's a habit I have that I wish I could change?
You're the worst active listener on the planet.
Oh, that's not bad.
Right.
I was going to say biting my fingernails, but...
Well, that doesn't bother me. I've never seen you do it.
It's not what you wish you could change. It's what I wish I could change.
I thought you wished that you could change that.
I would like to change that, but I also would like to stop biting my fingernails at some point. I have a really bad hangnail.
We'll do Paulie now. Paulie, who in my family am I closest to?
Like your immediate family?
My family.
Your wife?
Sure.
I would.
Bo? Your dad? I don't know. Your extended family?
All right, Paulie, I'm going to ask you this one. Wait, you ask Paulie. All right. Wait, no, Paulie asks Ben.
All right, Paulie, you take this one.
I like this game, though.
All right.
If I could travel back in time and meet one person, who would it be?
Your dad. Is I not right? Was I wrong?
I think he's met his dad.
Oh, sorry.
I met him.
Again.
Couldn't get him to stick around.
Stick around or like, do anything. So then I got
what's the scoring system for this game? Did anyone get any points or anything? What's going on here?
So I'm going to come over. I'm going to come over by you. So this is 5D white tooth powder.
And I don't want tooth powder. You just spilled it all over me.
Here on your gums here. Rub some in there.
Tooth powder?
How's it taste?
Terrible.
Does it? Oh my God.
Like eating sand.
That is nasty.
Am I supposed to use it to brush my teeth?
Yeah, you're supposed to use that to brush your teeth. I did get.
If I swallow it, is it going to be like cancer causing or something?
I got also this neck.
Oh,
that
looks like mayonnaise.
This is neck firming cream. So you see your little gullet here?
Now we got mayonnaise, man.
It doesn't.
How's that feel?
It feels like mayonnaise.
Okay. Neck firming cream.
Like Japanese mayonnaise.
Ooh, it
with
smells
extra.
Good.
Do you have any idea what is in whatever you just put on your
It smells
skin?
really good. Then, let me get one of those beautiful. Yeah. Oh, this has the
more
same,
mayonnaise.
The same color.
It's the same thing. It's the exact same stuff.
Let me see your foot. This
is the same as the neck cream. They just have a big vat of cream. And they label it with different things. It's the exact same stuff.
This is.
Call this neck cream. Call this foot cream.
It's supposed to be tea tree oil.
It's the
same
It's the exact same thing that's in the other tin.
It's
exactly the same thing.
I can't. My hands are all greasy.
There's
Can you open that?
difference between the two.
Ben's got cream.
This one does look a little bit different. This one looks more.
This is hand and foot mask. So you want to
peel mask.
Peel mask.
Is it made out of like peels,
no,
or am I
supposed
to peel it off?
Sit and then you peel it.
I don't.
You peel
so I'm gonna have this film on my hand the rest of the show.
So
it's very sticky.
So I kept. This is what I kept.
Can't believe Ben just showed his dogs on video for free.
Yep.
God, we could have made some money.
It's sparkly and shiny and sticky.
And now it's on my hands.
It's not.
Well.
This is not a good feeling.
So what WTF did you say? And I don't understand how this works, but maybe we can figure this out. It's called the party game against all dignity.
It's Cards Against Humanity.
It says
without having to pay for any licensing.
It says humanity hates these cards.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so you flip on one side and it says, WTF did you say? And then you flip it over and it says, uncircumcised penises. What does that mean? How do we play?
Is there rules?
WTF did you just say?
There you go, Paulie.
Paulie, you win.
I win.
What is in your closet that you do not talk about?
Delilah.
Paulie.
Hey there, Delilah.
It's my closet that I don't talk about.
Why are some cards red and some cards white? What do we want? When do we want it? Now. I don't understand how this game works. I'm probably going to throw this one in the crapper.
Ben, a lot of creams.
It's starting to smell kind of bad too. Like it's not.
Other
that
side.
neck looks firm though.
It's not,
there you go.
It's not holding up very well.
Rub that in. There you
I mean,
how's that feel?
I don't know. My neck doesn't feel any firmer.
No, it looks firmer.
I don't think so. I don't feel firmer.
That's crazy that these two are the literal exact same cream that they just dip into vats.
This peel does not smell good. I'll just tell you right now.
Well, I think it does.
I do not like the smell of the peel.
I think it does.
I do not like the taste of the tooth powder.
So, okay, one color is the question. The other color is the question, is the answer to said question. So, red is the question. Florida man tragically dies when?
Well, it's like Mad Libs.
Chronic erectile dysfunction. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Well, so TEMU, yes, I did get the shoes. They did come in.
They fit?
They fit. They are fantastic. They're exactly what I was looking for. But now I'm saddled with the rest of this crap. That tooth powder was nasty.
Yes, I'm feeling a little queasy from it. It's like freeze-dried toothpaste.
It really is. It's freeze-dried toothpaste. So I did get all that. But TEMU, I gotta say, my experience, what basically just happened is I ended up spending like $150 for a costume pair of shoes. I think because the rest of this stuff I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use it. How's it feel?
Just expense it to Adam.
Yeah, I'll just expense it. How's it feel on your gullet? Do you feel firm?
No, I just feel messy now.
How about your foot? Your foot?
Sticky. Foot's fine.
Foot feels good.
Foot's fine.
Okay.
The hand is not good.
I think I'll probably just end up tossing.
I mean, it's like glitter is all over my hand. I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but it's like
you've been there before.
Sparklingness.
You've been there before one night at fantasy camp. You all right? Now peel it off.
There's nothing to peel off. It's just sticky. I'm gonna have to scrub it off in the bathroom during the break, I think.
be spitting grit out of my teeth. So I got the stuff. I think I'm probably just going to end up tossing most of it.
I think my biggest takeaway, though, is I had not heard of TEMU before you talked about it last week or whenever it was. Since then, I get nothing but TEMU ads on every single one of my social media streams.
Everybody's been
pops up every single day.
Everybody's been telling me the same thing because we talked about it on the air. They're all getting it as well. I guess, if you could be smarter about it than I was. I mean, again, the shoes are fantastic. Now, if they fall apart mid-show and just break apart, I would have a problem. But
very likely, I would say.
The funny thing is you're getting a pair of shoes. I'm going to be sitting behind a desk that no one can really see. So it's really kind of a worthless thing, but I like to have a complete costume.
I think I'm having an allergic reaction to one of the creams.
One of the many creams? Well, they're all the same.
Applies to me at this point.
Be all right.
My nose is starting to run.
Send Ben to the hospital. I don't know what's in this stuff.
Save that just in case we need to hand it to the doctor to analyze what has hospitalized Ben later in the day.
Ingredients on there?
It does, but it's too small for me to read. I can't read it at all. I need a magnifying glass.
Starting to burn a little bit on my neck. Do you get that? Are you getting that feeling?
No.
Burning sensation?
No, that's good. That means it's working. It's
hydrolyzed collagen, retinol,
perfect.
sodium hyaluronate.
That sounds poisonous.
Ascorbic acid.
Ooh. It looks firmer.
Warm a small amount in the palm of your hand and
warm,
smooth.
You didn't even follow the directions.
Just cleansed skin.
I didn't just cleanse my skin
24 hours ago.
You did.
Wherever and whenever you want a soft, radiant moisture, gently massage.
Massage it
until absorbed.
Yeah, looks good. You're fine. You're fine. You didn't know I was going to guinea pig you with it.
I didn't know.
You had an idea.
I feel like one of those lab mice.
Oh, it doesn't smell that bad.
I like it.
I don't.
Johnny said, "Did you say fentanyl?" No, there's no fentanyl in these. I hope. If not, we're going to have a really rough day for Benny.
Do you trust that there isn't, though? I mean,
I trust.
Where is this coming from?
Yeah, it's like, stuff's expensive. They're just going to give it away in neck firming cream.
It comes out of a giant vat, obviously, and they just put it in different labeled tubs.
It does smell a little bit like an exotic dancer in here. Just a little tiny bit like we're at.
And the glitter as well.
Lake Girls. But yeah, so thanks, TEMU. I do like this game, too. How well do you know me?
That was probably the highlight.
We can play that from time to time. I can carry it literally in my pocket. It's like the size of a matchbook. So I'll bring it with us everywhere we go.
I've had the same issue as Ben, though, getting a lot of TEMU ads on my phone now, and it's an uncomfortable feeling when your phone just is listening to everything you say. And it's nothing we didn't already know. I think we talked about it like a month or so ago. There was some report out that whether it was Apple or Android, some high level engineer was like, there is a live listening sort of feature or whatever, but we don't use it. And I'm like, okay, because that just happened. We got those hats a couple weeks ago at the Wishbone Brawl from Melin, Melin, and my wife goes, "Hey, I wanted to get some of those hats for some Christmas. What was it again? Melin?
Melin.
Melin." Within the hour, all I started getting Melin ads. I wasn't looking it up, nothing like that, and I go, "That's a little bit creepy that your phone's just listening to everything."
Someone's listening at all times.
I like it. Keeps it convenient.
That's true.
It reminds me, I did want that. I'm into it.
At some point, you're just, as a reminder, you just shout something out.
Yeah.
Now I'll be reminded later.
Right. And so remind yourself. Are you guys all done Christmas shopping?
I've done a little bit of Christmas shopping. I'm certainly not done.
I wouldn't do TEMU.
Wasn't planning on it.
Kids.
I'm now itching.
Weren't you?
I've gone from burning to itching a little bit.
Looks good. You look great.
It may be somewhat psychosomatic. I'm not sure. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, talk a little college sports for just a moment. The Heisman Trophy nominations came out yesterday, and the Aztecs moving up in the polls again as they get ready for another game tomorrow night. That is coming up after a check of traffic on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hamul Casino. Fun above all else.
Tell me if you agree, Woods, but sometimes it feels like sports, especially college sports, just really a big excuse for everybody to get mad.
Sure,
all
I
the
think,
time.
I think all sports, to be honest.
Yeah, in some ways.
I spend a lot of my time as a sports fan mad or on edge, right? Seeing the. It's rare that you actually get to experience the joy, the pure
Very
joy
rare.
of sports. It really is, and
Mostly you're just moving from one thing to be mad about to the next thing to be mad about.
I do always wonder. I mean, there are people out there that have little to zero interest in sports, and I mean, could not care less. I wonder, are those people doing it the right way? They're not bogged down looking at their phone all day to see if their team got this guy or that lost this guy. They don't really care. They don't talk trash to other fan bases all day on Twitter. Like, they're just living their lives. They're reading books. They're taking walks. They're exercising. They're surfing. Things like that. I think about it all the time. And I wonder.
Yeah. So in the old day, the wired versus tired meme, tired is everybody getting mad about Alabama not making the college football playoff. That was yesterday. Wired now is everybody getting mad about the results of the Heisman Trophy vote that aren't even in yet. They won't be announced until Saturday. But the finalists were revealed yesterday. It's going to be Ashton Genty, running back from Boise State, Travis Hunter, two-way star for Colorado, Cam Ward, quarterback from Miami, and Dylan Gabriel, quarterback for Oregon. I think the quarterback's probably not going to be a factor. It's going to come down to either Travis Hunter or Ashton Jeanty. And the people who are supporting Hunter think the people who are supporting Jeanty are idiots and vice versa.
Yeah.
I have seen tons of just preemptory, like, I'm already mad about the results of this Heisman vote this week, because people who say it should be Travis Hunter make the argument that he is essentially one of the best college football players on both sides of the ball,
right?
Both defensively and offensively. And in the Shohei Ohtani mold, how can he not be the quote-unquote MVP of college football, the Heisman Trophy winner?
I keep seeing I see this quote a lot. Well, too bad snaps don't matter. Travis Hunter's played X number of snaps. Ashton Jeanty's only played X number of snaps. Too bad snaps don't matter. But I think Travis is playing both positions at a very high level. Then again, Ashton Jeanty has carried his team to the playoffs. Boise State, they're going to the playoffs. And with a chance to win a national title, pretty much on the performance of his two legs.
And he's running over everybody.
100%.
I mean, yeah, there's some bad teams like, San Diego State on the schedule, but UNLV, who they beat twice, was a top 10 running defense in football. They played Oregon, and he got his yards against Oregon, against the number one team in the country, and he's putting up historically good numbers. Going to be right around 3,000 yards, depending on how far they go in the playoffs this year.
So Adam Paul says, Hunter isn't even the best defensive person. No, he's not the best, but Shohei...
And he's not even the best offensive player either.
Correct.
But he's really good at both.
He does them both, and it's not like they put him in on a third down package to, out of the slot for a 10-yard gain. Like, he's playing so much for that team. It's hard for me to go, it's okay. I'm not going to be mad if either wins it. Right? If Hunter wins it, I'll go, I get it. And if Jeanty wins it, I'll go, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be up in arms either way. The fact that I've said on these airwaves long before he was a Dodger, as long as Shohei Ohtani continues to take every fifth day in the rotation and every other time at bat, he's got to be your MVP. Like, no one else
didn't pitch one pitch this year.
Still
and
was
an
MVP, right? So it's hard for me to come on here and go, Travis Hunter doesn't deserve it because he's only a top 10 receiver or a top 15 receiver, and he's a... they've scored one touchdown on him or two touchdowns on him this season. He's been really good defensively. Doesn't
a player that's very good on both sides of the ball versus a player that's elite on one side of the ball, like, who would you rather have?
That's the thing. But if you look at it, about the team, Colorado had a good year, better than people were expecting to, but nobody had a better year than Boise State and Ashton Jeanty.
The problem with anything that's decided by humans,
if
a
it's the best
committee,
player on the best team, then it should go to Oregon's quarterback.
vote. I mean, there's the argument there that Dylan Gabriel was the best player on the best team as well. Anytime you have people getting together to decide something, obviously personal preference is going to come through. And I can't say that you're wrong in how you're deciding that. Whether you picked Alabama or SMU, there were valid arguments for both. Now, some people say, well, whoever has the best wins should get in. The others say, well, whoever avoided the worst losses should get in. Neither of those arguments are wrong, but everybody has their own personal preference. And, so in the Heisman Trophy, you're going to have people who go, well, clearly that, Ashton Jeanty, who dominated for his team, was like the driving force for a team that got to the third seed in the playoff, way more valuable than a guy who didn't even, get his team to the playoff, even though he was out there every play. But I can't say that the people who say Travis Hunter and what he did, amazing, being out there every play, is not really cool and worthy of a Heisman Trophy award. There's no right or wrong answer to this question. Yet we're going to get mad about it nonetheless.
I won't. I will not. I will not be getting mad. I will not be up in arms because, frankly, neither guy it doesn't do anything for me either way. I'm not a huge Travis Hunter fan. I'm not a huge Ashton Jeanty fan. I can certainly appreciate both of their contributions. And I do, here's the thing. We're going to get to see more of Ashton Jeanty. We're not going to see any more of Travis Hunter. And Ashton Jeanty.
Well, they will play in that bowl game.
Will he play? Should he play? I think Deion said
he is going to play.
He will. Yeah. actually. But no, I mean, you could potentially see Ashton Genty hoisting a national championship trophy based on the work that he's done this year. And I'm just not going to have a problem either way. They're both fantastic players. Both are going to be good players at the next level, too. It's been pretty fun to see.
Meanwhile, in college basketball, the Aztecs creeping up one spot from 24 to 23 in the new AP Top 25 college basketball poll that was released yesterday. They enter the coaches poll at number 24. The new bracketology out this morning. Joe Lunardi of ESPN has the Aztecs as a 9 seed. Thought it was interesting for the first time ever. Had the UC San Diego Tritons in his bracket as a 12 seed, would be an automatic qualifier from the Big West. I think UC Irvine's still favored, but UCSD is an impressive 2-0 to start, so he has them in the bracket for the first time ever. This is their first year even eligible to make the tournament after transitioning for their 4 years from Division II to Division I. And the other big college basketball story that just broke in the last 30 minutes, the top prospect for the 2026 NBA draft class, so 2025 freshman in college basketball, AJ Dibansa, has committed to BYU. He announced that on First Take on ESPN this morning. So essentially the guy who's expected to be the number 1 draft pick in 2 years going to play his 1 year of college basketball at BYU for the Cougars.
That feels like a coup, no?
I think it is probably a huge coup.
Yeah.
For the Cougs.
I wonder. Yeah, no UConn, no Duke, no.
I don't have any knowledge of whether he is Mormon or not. I mean, if he was, that would certainly make a big impact. They also have a lot of money at BYU and can throw it at their athletes if they want, which helps them. So that was a surprise to a lot of people. Other schools like Alabama. The big boys were involved in that one, so BYU surprising some people.
Michael said he won't be 26 like the other guys on that team.
True enough.
That's fair. It's a fair comment.
All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, we can have more from baseball's winter meetings. There were a couple of moves yesterday. I think we've got some more audio from A.J. Preller to get to. Where are the Padres going to find a catcher?
It's a great question.
That is that's a real dilemma at this point because there's not a lot available. The few guys who were on the market, most of them have signed already.
Yeah.
So where are they going to find catching this offseason? We'll get to that coming up next on San Diego's number 1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Well, I'm looking at the list of remaining free agent catchers.
Lay it on me.
It's not all that exciting. It's basically which 230 hitter with a 290 OBP and 7 home runs do you want, based on the rest of the list. Guys who have already signed this offseason: Kyle Higashioka, Travis d'Arnaud, Danny Jansen, Austin Hedges, Jacob Stallings, Gary Sanchez. All already off the board, which leaves the Padres, if they're going to add a catcher via free agency, here are your top options: Carson Kelly, Yasmani Grandal.
Isn't Carson Kelly off the board as of yesterday?
Oh, did he sign as well? I didn't see him. He's not listed as having signed by MLB.com at the moment.
Cubs reportedly close in on Carson Kelly deal.
In.
Yes, they're closing in on Carson Kelly.
You could lose him today as well. Yasmani Grandal, Elias Diaz, James McCann.
More like James McCant.
And then it's really the bottom of the barrel after that.
Awesome.
Yan Gomes is a free agent. That's more like, at least you don't have to face him anymore.
Only hits well against us. He gets 17 ABs a year. They're all against the Padres, and he goes 14
Take
for 17.
those numbers away, and his numbers really look ugly.
Really bad.
Tucker Barnhart, Kurt Casale, Omar Narvaez, and Martin Maldonado, who is down to a negative 2.3 WAR over the last couple of years.
Feels right.
So we're rolling with Campy and Brett Sullivan.
That's
pending a trade.
We have
a trade. Yeah,
we have the audio. AJ Preller specifically said they're not. They're not rolling with those two guys. The question is, where is he going to find them? Here's what AJ had to say to our Sammy Levitt yesterday about the Padres catching situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, like we knew, going into it, Higgy is a free agent. It's an area that we're gonna felt like as we went into the offseason, we got to be prepared to see what else is out there and who's there. Made a very competitive offer. It felt like with Higgy, and again, like wish him a lot of wish him the best going forward. He made a lot of fans in San Diego this past year. It was a real part of our team. We wanted to bring him back. Ultimately, again, he as a free agent, he made a decision to go elsewhere. We've been in on pretty much all the catchers that have signed so far, and I think it's good for Campy. He's down there playing. Campusano down there playing in the Dominican Republic. Brett Sullivan on the roster. It's probably an area though over the course of the next couple of weeks that we still look to supplement, either trade or free agency wise, and continue to add to the depth that we have behind the dish.
So he's definitely looking to add catching, but again, where is he going to find it? If it's not one of those free agents, who are the potential catchers who are available to trade? Well, according to MLB.com, they have 3 catchers listed as potential trade targets this offseason if you're looking to acquire catching. One of them is Luis Campusano. So
cool.
Kind of cross that name off the board as a potential acquisition for the San Diego Padres. That leaves 2 other guys that this is just speculation that could be available for a team that is interested. One of them, Mitch Garver, Seattle Mariners. Garver's first year in Seattle didn't go well. Hit 172 with a 627 OPS after signing a 2-year, $24 million deal.
Good God.
Cal Raleigh already locked in as the Mariners' number 1 catcher, leaving Garver as a part-time DH.
At 12 a year.
Cal Raleigh?
At 12 a year.
For 167.
Yeah, Seattle's not giving up Cal Raleigh. That's not an attractive option. The other one, Christian Vasquez of the Minnesota Twins.
Been hearing that one for a couple years now.
As always, payroll will be a major consideration for the Twins as they look to retool the roster this winter, making Vasquez and his $10 million salary a potential trade chip.
Okay.
Ryan Jeffers is under club control for 2 more years, and although Vasquez's offense has been down in recent years, he remains a solid defender behind the plate.
You know what?
That's probably, if you're going to go a trade, that's probably the name that you'd target the most if you're the Padres.
I guess this is one of those instances where, and not to gaslight anybody, but I do think it's one of those instances where AJ and his team have done a good job, right? And at finding these guys a little bit, below value, and they've come in and they've done fairly well here. All of them have had their moments. The Alfaros, the the Gary Sanchez's, and, of course, the Kyle Higashioka with a career year, netting himself a decent contract. Again, that's a contract I thought when I saw the numbers, I expected if Kyle Higashioka was going to leave in free agency, I expected it to be one where I went, oh, my God. Well, yeah, obviously you're not going to pay him that. Good for him. Well, when that number came out, I went, why didn't we?
Was it 5.5 and then 6.5?
Yeah, like I was like, all right, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, again.
If he has another year like he had in 2024, that's a bargain.
It's a bargain, yeah, man, for sure.
$5-6 million for an everyday catcher that can
hits
hit
20
home
bombs.
runs.
Yeah, so I just, again, I hate to say, hey, don't worry.
I mean, Vasquez at $10 million, more expensive. If you acquired him and picked up that contract, hit .221 with a .248 OBP.
God, that's putrid.
.327 slugging. That's a .575 OPS last season.
Can AJ Ellis still catch?
Seriously,
he's already on the payroll.
Get him down there. That is putrid for $10 million a year.
Austin Nola signed a minor league deal with the Rockies, I believe, this week. So he is not available as well.
Yeah, that's dire. That's pretty dire. I mean, and again, Luis Campusano is mentioned as a guy that other teams want, but you can't trade him if you can't find anybody else. You may have to roll with him and see what comes available. And, he's been given every opportunity. You'd love to see him grab the bull by the horns and go out and be the player that they thought he could be.
I mean, compared to these options, Campy seems like the best option now.
He was honestly, man, he was worse than all those guys you just listed. He really was. He really struggled.
If they can't find a suitor for trading, like where do we put the number on percentage chance that Ethan Salas actually gets consideration at spring training?
I mean,
60.
I mean, if you're rolling, if you can't find a trade to get a catcher and you have Brett Sullivan and Luis Campusano, don't you have to at least give him an opportunity?
His OPS was 60 points higher than Christian Vasquez last year. That was with a negative .7 WAR for Campy. Ugh, it's just not a lot of. There's just not a lot of options.
There's just not. That's pretty dire. That's pretty dire indeed.
And you've got Brandon Valenzuela and Ethan Salas in your minor leagues, but no guarantee that either of them will be ready.
And Valenzuela could get picked. He could get picked up in the
Rule 5 draft. Yep.
Hey, I mean, I guess get ready for some Rule 5 selections. When does the Rule 5 draft go down? Thursday?
Thursday morning, I believe.
Yeah, get ready. You get a starting catcher in there somewhere.
Or you convert one of your current players, Jake Cronenworth, to catch.
Jake Cronenworth behind the dish, really.
He's your emergency catcher.
He
right?
is, but he's like third or fourth man down. No, I don't want to do that. We've done enough shifting around. There's got to be somebody out there that we can get. What's the deal with? And I think his contract is through the roof. With the Cardinals, they wanted to move Wilson Contreras. They paid him a ton of money, right? Look up his contract.
They moved him out of catching.
They said they were going to move him out, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't catch for another team. No. Like you're not going to catch
if
here
they wanted to trade him.
They have
but he's expensive.
He's very
too.
expensive.
He's very expensive, which is another obviously consideration for the Padres right now. All right, there were some other moves that went down yesterday. We can talk about them. We have some breaking football news for you. Pretty big news. Are
you ready for some football?
Let you know what it is right after this check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Scratchers from the California Lottery. Give the gift of play this holiday. It looks like double trouble out of the South Bay, northbound side of the 5. Crash involving a car and a motorcycle near L Street. Got the right lane blocked. Up ahead, hit and run crash before the 54. Couple cars involved in this one. Looks like one maybe in the center divide, the other over to the right shoulder. If you're looking for the perfect gift, give Scratchers from the California Lottery. With so many to choose from, you're sure to find the right gift for anyone on your list. Give the gift of Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, according to Ollie Connolly on Twitter, Bill Belichick has agreed to become the next UNC head coach.
Mac Brown to Bill Belichick.
Now, apparently the deal hasn't been finalized, but he's saying that he is ready to step in. Now, it's up to UNC to agree to his terms, which are including naming his son, Steven, as the head coach in waiting.
See the crazy one that always licks his lips, the crazy dude on the sideline? I think that is.
So it's possible that perhaps Belichick's demands will be too much. But
Talk radio.
If they were trying to get him to become their head coach, he said, "I'll do it. I'll do it."
But I gotta have my.
But I gotta have my kid with me.
I think he's a pretty good coach. His son
says he has given the school a 400-page organizational Bible. with how it's all going to work:
God.
structure, payment plans, staffing choices, everything.
400 pages.
It's expected to be finalized, or the decision will be made in the next 24 hours.
Can we have Bill Belichick being on the pitch for Roki Sasaki? Because clearly he is very, very detailed. 400 pages. If somebody said to me, Woodsy, do you want this job? I do. I think I'd be great at it. All right, I'm going to need a 400-page Bible on why you should have the gig. Never mind. That's not for me. This is not for me. I'm more of a wing it and see how it feels type of guy. What in the world? What in the world? All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out.
I don't know. That might be too much for UNC.
Maybe not. I mean, if they want their guy, don't let a small ask in return.
Small ask. Head coach in waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe free tuition for his girlfriend.
Oh man. All right. Well, now that you've made me ultra depressed about the Padres catching situation. Is there anything else you'd like to heap upon me?
Let's see. A couple of other moves yesterday in Major League Baseball. The Tigers signed veteran pitcher Alex Cobb to a one-year deal.
He felt like a Padre. What was that for?
I didn't see the numbers. I just saw the one-year deal. Leaves the NL West and the Giants. The Dodgers made some news yesterday confirming that Mookie Betts is preparing to play shortstop.
Let's talk about this
next season.
Just a second. Not to belabor the point, but we had this conversation last year a little bit when they messed around with that. Ended up moving Mookie back out to the outfield, which I think worked pretty well for them. Played some really nice right field and won them, helped win them a World Series. I still can't wrap my head around taking a guy that, with every year, the wear and tear on the body gets a little bit more. And saying, we're going to move you to, other than catcher, probably the most, the position that is going to break you down a little bit more than the other ones. It's why Fernando Tatis moved off the dirt because of the separated shoulder and everything else. And he said, hey, if I get hurt, his quote, if I get hurt, it's going to be on the dirt. And I'm sure he's not happy about it. I'm sure he still wishes he was playing shortstop, but he's really got nobody but himself, to kind of blame for that. So he's out in right field. Why would you, if you're a team with unlimited resources, literally unlimited, why wouldn't you just go get an everyday shortstop and you didn't have to mess around with moving a Gold Glove caliber right fielder to shortstop?
Awesome, King.
Why not? What is the game that you're playing?
Arrogance, perhaps? I don't know.
Because I wish a Dodger fan would explain.
Is
this
Mookie behind the scenes kind of demanding it? And, I say I won't say anything publicly, but hey, get me back to short. And then
it would infuriate me, honestly, as a Dodger fan. Like,
it would too.
Not
I'd
a whole lot to complain about right now in Dodgerland.
Almost nothing.
I'm like, bro, we're spending billions of dollars on players. We can't just get a regular, everyday shortstop.
Go get a guy to hold down the fort at short. Move Mookie to right. Have Edman in center and bring back Teoscar Hernandez. You're good.
There's a good defensive shortstop available. You will have to wait a couple of months while he recovers from his surgery. But Ha-Sung Kim is on the market.
Ha-Sung Kim.
He's not going to San Francisco, so I haven't seen any connection between the Dodgers and Kim. But you'd think that there would at least be some kicking of the tires there.
I don't. I really wish. I feel like I have a decent grasp on the game of baseball. Decent. And I just, for the life of me, when I saw this yesterday, when this comes out, I just go, I just don't understand.
What's more confusing, that the Dodgers won't spend money to go get a shortstop, or that the Padres have 12 shortstops and
can't find a
have zero shortstops?
Janine says a rep for the Dodgers said Mookie is less likely to get hurt at short. Okay. I mean, maybe that's how he feels, but he's not an elite type shortstop.
I would say that you are more likely to hurt your legs in the outfield and more likely to hurt your upper body on the infield. And
it's just such a grind. That position is such a grind. It's such a grind. Standing out in right field it's tough. You got to cover a lot of ground, et cetera, but it's just so demanding.
Like if you got worries about your knees and the wear and tear of sprinting back and forth, then yeah, at shortstop you're not doing the running.
Then put him at
necessarily.
third. Put Mookie Betts at third base. If that's really what you're concerned about. I really don't understand. I wish I did. I can't for the life of me think why they don't just go pull up the remaining shortstops available. I promise you, there's somebody in there that we know they can afford, and they could pencil.
Well, they could have afforded Willie Adames, but
Yep.
they didn't get him. So Ha-Sung Kim is probably the top. Well, by far the top one left. Then Jose Iglesias, Paul DeJong, Ahmed Rosario. Nick Ahmed.
Who was there? Ahmed Rosario was there. Plug that guy at short, hit him in the 9-hole, and go to town. He's got a really good glove. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Look, I'll be honest with you. I said it last year, too. I'm glad they're doing it. I don't like the Dodgers. I hope they continue to do goofy things like this.
Not that many shorts. The Padres already signed one of the top 10 shortstops available. Mason McCoy is on that list.
I
snatched him up before the Dodgers could get him. There you go.
I needed a nudge for season tickets, and so far Tyler Wade and Mason McCoy have really pushed me over the edge. Holy cow! I just wish I understood.
Dodgers also announced, Dave Roberts said that Shohei Ohtani is not expected to be ready to pitch when their season starts a little bit early again in Japan against the Chicago Cubs, although they do think he'll be ready to start hitting again. So Ohtani will be DH only at the beginning of the season, and at some point they believe he will enter their pitching rotation.
How will they survive until he gets back in the rotation? I must be missing it, man. I do not get it. If somebody said, well, the corner outfielder is an easier spot to find, okay, fine. But there's guys that can play shortstop better than Mookie Betts that you can absolutely afford. You're not the Padres. You don't have to mix and match. You can just go get a shortstop.
Trade rumors continued, including a name that's been connected with the Padres in recent years. We'll have that in our final hour. Paulie's got a Reindl Report coming up next here on The Fan. Had our friend Mark Neville in studio last night. He's the executive director of the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Remember we had him on and he talked about donating his kidney and his bone marrow.
That was amazing.
That was an amazing story. He's excited about the matchup, December 27th at Snapdragon Stadium. Number 21 Syracuse taking on Washington State. They're bringing the Sky Show down back to Mission Valley, so everyone's supposed to have a good time. And if you're looking, obviously less tickets available in a smaller stadium than they have had in the past. So we'll see if they get that place packed, though, and would look good for the cameras, the TV cameras on Fox for the Holiday Bowl coming up on December 27th. I would imagine the fan bases are both excited about the game because it's very cold in Syracuse and Pullman, Washington in late December. And a trip to San Diego is probably appreciated in late December.
Yeah, it's almost like if we had an NFL team, we could be rocking Super Bowls here every 5 years or so, and it would probably be a smart move. It's a pretty great place to come in December, January, much better than, 98% of other places that you could potentially go. So what do I know, though? I'm just an idiot that's still trying to figure out why Mookie Betts is playing short. And I pulled up an article. It says, it was in MLB Trade Rumors yesterday, Benny. It said, the move back to the outfield grass late in the 2024 season was preceded by a months-long absence due to a broken hand he suffered while struck by a pitch. At the time, they decided to move Betts back to the outfield for the time being, thanks in part to the emergence of Miguel Rojas and Tommy Edman as viable options, but also because Betts was somewhat abruptly moved to shortstop just before the season began due to Gavin Lux struggling at the position during spring training. Betts struggled at times with the transition from making throws as an outfielder to ones as a shortstop, but that Betts and the club feel more confident he'll be able to handle the position on a daily basis in 2025, now that he has a full offseason to prepare for the move. So the move last year happened quick, and he struggled a little bit. Now that he knows he's going to be the shortstop, at 32 years old, by the way, they're going to make this move.
Some similarities with the move of Xander Bogaerts to second base.
Yeah.
In the Padres, that happened very late, right? When Xander
very late.
reported to spring training, AJ is committed this year to at least telling Xander much earlier where they're going to want him to play, whether it's back at shortstop.
But it still hasn't happened
or
yet.
Second base. But as far as we know, it has not happened
Because
yet.
Schilt said it yesterday. Schilt was on.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
Schilt said it yesterday. He said, I think it's a little early to speculate who's going to be the shortstop, but it's going to be hard for me to imagine with Ha-Seong Kim probably not coming back that it would be anybody other than Xander Bogaerts, unless it's Mason McCoy.
He is back.
That would be something.
All right, Paulie's got some headlines that we haven't gotten to yet. It is time for the Reindl Report. And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
We will start out in the world of football. How about Monday Night Football last night? Did you guys catch any of the game? Bengals versus Cowboys
I did.
in Dallas. The Bengals did win 27-20.
Thanks to a young Bo Woods who encouraged his father to put money on the game. Pre-game. I said, who would you take tonight? He loves the Bengals. He goes, bet the Bengals.
You're not a big gambler by nature.
By nature.
So,
And when he said it, we were watching the game. Cowboys went right down the field and scored. He looked at me and goes, sorry, Dad. I go, buddy, it's early. Don't worry about it. It's too early to be sweating.
Now, it looked like the Bengals were in trouble. It was 20-20. There was just a couple minutes left, and they were punting on 4th down, and they had the punt blocked. Usually that's a bad recipe for winning a football game, but because this is the Dallas Cowboys, and Leon Lett's ghost apparently still haunts the stadium at AT&T Stadium, they did the old touch the football beyond the line of scrimmage, fumble recovered by Cincinnati, and that led to the game-winning touchdown for Jamar Chase. New set of downs after you punted. Don't touch the football after it's blocked. Dummies. Not a smart football team.
Mm-mm.
No.
Did anyone watch The Simpsons
Gonna
alternate
ask.
broadcast?
I did not.
No.
I saw some clips that went around.
Yeah.
It looked fine. It looked funny. I think we mentioned it when it all got announced that they were doing this. Who is the audience for the Simpsons broadcast? Because I would say it's probably people maybe a little bit older, maybe my age, maybe your guys' age, right? That kind of grew up watching the Simpsons. But I would argue that people our age want to watch the regular broadcast. When they do the Nickelodeon feed with SpongeBob and all of that stuff, that's clearly geared for kids. I understand that one. The Simpsons one kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, The Simpsons still is on, like, new episodes continuing, so they may have a younger audience. I saw a couple of tweets like, oh, my kid doesn't ever watch football, but he's watching it with me on The Simpsons broadcast today. Nothing really stood out to me, you know. Yeah, they animated some of the characters to look like players on the field, and yeah, there's Homer Simpson catching an interception and Lisa Simpson scoring a touchdown. Fantastic.
I want a Who's the Boss broadcast.
There you go.
That's what I want. Maybe Sopranos broadcast. Just all Italian mobsters out there. I don't know. I mean, none of these do anything for me. But again, I do realize I'm not the audience.
The question is moot in our YouTube stream. Says, I watched The Simpsons broadcast for like 5 minutes with my 7-year-old, and then he asked me to turn back to the real game.
Okay.
All right.
All right, next up, no real story here, but as we are living in this world of NIL deals and NIL contracts and money and all of that in college sports, this one got sent to me a couple of days ago. Lamont Butler, San Diego State royalty, I would say, did leave for more NIL opportunities and more money at Kentucky, but that's a guy that never has to buy a drink in San Diego after hitting that buzzer beater a couple of years ago in the tournament. And one of his new endorsement opportunities is with a local gas station in the Kentucky area, Clark's Pump and Shop. And he put out a video with him and a couple of his teammates. I don't know if they were also in on the NIL deal, but it's Lamont Butler rapping his own song that he
wrote.
I don't know if he wrote it. I don't know if they wrote it for him, but he's putting his name to it. Here's the video, the rap song of Lamont Butler for Clark's Pump and Shop.
I'm rolling on empty. Holla if you feel me. Gotta make a pit stop. Got my boys Carl and Robinson rolling with me. I pump my gas. I grab my snacks. I'm saving cash with my Clark's Pump and Shop. I pump and shop. I pump and shop. I use the app to pump and shop.
Use Clark's Pump and Shop app to earn rewards and save big.
Use the app to pump and shop.
I like it better than Kendrick Lamar, if I'm being completely honest. I think it sounds better in my ear. He does, Lamont Butler.
I don't know about that.
I mean, for me, that's personal preference. He sounds better than the guy that sounds like Steve Urkel.
It's not the worst, especially for a commercial. It's supposed to stick in your brain. Pump and Shop is sticking there.
I pump
and
my
shop.
gas. I pump
and shop.
I like
I'm rolling on empty. Holla if you feel me. Gotta make a pit stop. Got my boys Carl and Robinson rolling with me. I pump my gas. I grab my snacks.
It's fantastic.
I'm saving cash with my Clark's Pump and Shop.
I like it. I'm all
and
in.
he's saving cash.
I love
his
it.
Clark's Pump and Shop app.
I like it a lot.
Do we have any local companies that would like to get any of the SDSU Aztec players
or Ben Higgins
to do a rap like that? Or Ben Higgins.
I'd pump
Ben,
my gas.
Ben and Farrell Compton for insert local company.
Yeah.
Well, the bar's been set now by Lamont.
I've heard way.
Tim Shelton, former Aztec, still holds the title as greatest ever basketball player / rapper in college.
I think we've played this before.
I feel like Tim Shelton would be a very savvy player in NIL.
Yes, he would.
In the NIL era.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, that was great. Tim Shelton, the Aztec motto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we will finally move on here. They're kind of a bummer of a story here.
Right.
So, yeah. There is a company out there, and I'm trying to pull it right up here, called... What's the name of that? Moxie is the toy. Embodied is the company. It's an AI company Embodied, they announced this week that they are going to be shutting down operations due to financial difficulties. Happens all the time, unfortunately, with startups or anything like that. And their biggest toy, their main product, was a toy called Moxie, which was an AI-powered toy robot. And it was actually specifically geared for children with autism. And it cost $800 for this AI toy. And it looks like it was very engaging, and it answered questions, and it said, all right, here's today's affirmation and stuff. It was a really good toy for kids. However, the parent company has gone bankrupt. They're ceasing operations, and they sent out an email to anybody that was on their list or anybody that had purchased a Moxie that slowly but surely the toys will be dying and no longer working because they need their software up and running, the server or whatever,
and it's
to continue to go. So all of these kids that have fallen in love with their Moxie toy,
there's got to be somebody that can step in and save this company.
Apple.
These poor kids. Yeah,
isn't that horrible?
You just showed the video of the little kid playing with this sweet little thing.
And it's just going to slowly...
Imagine back in the day, we didn't have all this AI stuff, but imagine your parents buy you a bike, and after 6 months, it just disintegrates. You're just riding your bike going, oh no, this is it. It's done. It's done. Doesn't work anymore. Come on. Somebody needs to save Moxie.
My question is, and I'm not a tech expert, but what's the difference between AI and just like a really fast computer? Because my laptop can, do a lot of things, but I don't think I have an AI laptop. Like how smart and how fast does a computer have to be before they can call it AI? Because essentially this toy is just a really advanced Teddy Ruxpin.
Yes. Yeah, very advanced.
I'm sure somebody that is smarter than us can answer that question.
Right.
I would guess it has something to do with the ability to adapt and learn based on habits.
But for a kid, you can program a billion things. It doesn't make it AI necessarily, but it'll answer whatever the kid's going to need at any point. So
Diesel says, well, this will toughen the kids up. I'm all for it. They're autistic, Diesel.
Their parents can hold funerals for the doll.
It's terrible.
This is what happens. Now your doll is dead. We're going to bury it in the backyard.
Yeah, it says in a closing FAQ emailed to users and posted on their website, Embody made it clear that Moxie would likely stop working within days. No refunds. If you bought the device on a payment plan, it's out of their hands.
Hopefully you can at least cancel the payment plan.
Says no repairs and service can be offered, and the company has no clear plan for who, if anybody, will take over.
Very cool. So glad we bought this $800 doll for our
and good luck explaining that one to your
child. Yeah, kids are very understanding about losing their favorite toy. Just so you know, they'll be fine, I'm sure. Man, that's sad. Thanks a lot, Paulie.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to help.
They need somebody to come in and save that company.
It's worrisome when you're relying on technology.
It really is. It is. Your phone, if your phone is out of battery and you don't know where you're going, you really feel lost. I
would say if you buy anything that's, Apple, Android, Amazon's web service.
Sure. TEMU. Anything TEMU. Ben was just trying to sell me on a TEMU motorbike for my kids. Gas power.
It's a 2-stroke engine.
You don't even know what that means.
I don't. I bet it sounds good. How many strokes do you really need in your engine?
It's a great question.
What is a stroke?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I know motorboats and motorbikes have strokes in their engine. You would never say your Honda has a 6-stroke engine, but in a motorbike you do. And I don't know I don't know why.
I don't either.
And the stroke. Sound like Mike Brown.
What's that from?
I don't know.
All right, thank you, Paulie.
And the stroke.
Were you pretending to be a coxswain?
A coxswain in the boat.
Yeah.
Timing the strokes.
Diesel says it means you got to mix the gas with the oil. I'm not doing that. And Taylor doesn't need, or Bo, neither of them need a motorbike, much less from TEMU. It's not happening.
If you do ever get them a motorbike, please don't buy it on TEMU.
No, I will not buy it on TEMU. I'm sure they'll have one at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Thank you, Paulie.
They're going to ever be part of the Encinitas motorized e-bike gangs?
We have had multiple conversations about it, and it's a resounding no for now. You never know how it will change.
I've never rented one. I've never ridden one.
I mean, look.
I know if I was a kid,
No
a
strokes
teenager
in an e-bike,
especially,
right?
I don't think so.
I would have been all over that thing.
100%.
When I see the kids driving around the beach or whatever in these little gangs of e-bikes,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not mad. As long as they're not doing anything stupid.
And they do.
I'm sure they do.
Stupid stuff, for
that
sure.
will upset me because it's a safety issue. But man, I'm like, if they had those when I was 14.
Do I want my 14-year-old riding around in the middle of the road at like 38, 40 miles an hour? I mean, and now I see kids on the handlebars. I see kids on the back. We did a lot of stupid stuff when we were kids, but it didn't go 40 miles an hour. So it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Man.
Apparently, like a Honda is a 4-stroke engine. They just don't call it that. Diesel says 6-stroke doesn't even exist.
And what's 2-stroke?
Half
That's
of
nothing.
a 4-stroke.
Half of a 4.
Goes half as fast, obviously.
Maybe it's a little safer.
We'll come back. We've got trade talk, some rumors, including a name that the Padres have been linked to in talks the last couple of years. That is coming up after a check of traffic with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Hamul Casino. Fun above all else.
Got some San Diego State basketball tickets to give away in just a couple of minutes. Aztecs return to action tomorrow night when they host California Baptist. Always used to be Cal Baptist, but apparently they don't want to be known as Cal Baptist anymore.
Okay.
They want to be California Baptist.
Where are they located?
Riverside.
All right.
I believe. Remember when USC made a big deal? They didn't want to be called Southern Cal anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They just say it's either USC or
SC?
Southern California. They want the whole thing. But, we like to shorten things in our daily speech patterns.
It's true.
Cal Baptist is a lot easier to say than California Baptist.
What is the name of their mascot?
Oh, I knew you'd ask that one.
And if you get it wrong, I get to smear
No, I don't want to be
cream
smeared
all over you.
with any more cream.
How are your hands feeling? Soft?
Actually, not that bad.
Yeah, I
Now,
told
after
you.
the original burning from the
The retinol.
yeah, I'm feeling
The gasoline.
better now.
Don't look it up. I see you
I'm
typing
not
on
looking
your
it
computer.
up. I'm not looking
Look
it up
at
at
him.
all.
Look at him.
I'm trying to think of what it is.
Why are you looking on your computer
I am trying to think of
while
what it
you
is.
think of what it is?
I looked it up.
I looked it
I
up.
would not have guessed
Me
it.
neither.
I would have guessed like the Eagles.
I'll give you a hint.
Cal Baptist.
Hold on. I'm going to give you a hint.
Yeah.
Boyle.
Boyle. The Lancers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are good. You are real good.
I did know it somewhere in my head.
Yeah.
Like we played them in golf when I was in college.
How'd you do?
Long ago. Probably lost. We lost most of our golf matches. Yeah. So you'll have a chance to win those tickets coming up here in a couple of minutes.
That's one of my favorite combos.
Dang it!
It's a real life combo.
What does it sound like when he hits a good one, Polly?
Ooh.
Yes! That's so elite. When he makes a long putt. The smarmy laugh. So good. All right, what were you going to say about the game?
trade talks. Garrett Crochet obviously has been discussed a lot here at the winter meetings. The Yankees and Mets
Phillies
both seem to be in it. The Orioles are one of the teams. A lot of East Coast teams seemingly in the Garrett Crochet sweepstakes. As long as the Padres are unwilling to include Ethan Salas and/or Leodalis DeVries, I can't see them being a factor in Garrett Crochet trade talks. However, there is another name that has been brought up at these winter meetings that has been connected to the Padres multiple times in the past. That is Jesus Luzardo of the Marlins. The Marlins are clearly rebuilding again. And they have been talking about trading Luzardo for a while. They've never found the right partner. Have never pulled the trigger on a deal. But it's clearly a pitcher that A.J. Preller has coveted from afar for a while. Whether the two sides have any common ground or could come up with something, have no idea. Would it also take a Leodalis DeVries or an Ethan Salas? That would certainly be what I'd be asking for if I was the Marlins.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way. They are
But if I'm not going to give up one of those guys for Crochet, I'm not giving him up for Luzardo.
There is no chance. His value is as low as it's ever been. Benny.
Coming off injury.
Multiple injuries last year. He was on the IL. He had elbow inflammation. He had a bad back last year.
He's got 2 years of control left.
Yep.
And obviously when he is right, when he is, at the top of his game, he's one of the better left-handed pitchers you're going to find.
I'm sorry. I would be fine to trade for him, but you're not getting a top prospect for Jesus Luzardo, even with his 2 years of control. Again, they don't have to trade him at all, but if you're the Marlins, you don't sell low on Luzardo. You let him make his 10 starts, and wow, look how good he is. He's not part of our future anyway. You trade him at the deadline. He's one of those guys. If you could sneak in and give a couple low level guys for and get him off the payroll, fine. But if they are under there's no rush to trade him at all. His value is at its lowest it's ever been.
It's almost it almost makes me sad when I see some of these teams, because they're interviewing, on MLB Network, they're basically interviewing every manager and every executive in baseball.
Yep.
And there's such a clear delineation between
Correct.
the teams that want to win and the teams that don't. When Clayton McCullough, the new manager of the Marlins, comes in and they ask him questions about his team, it's like, really excited to see what we have in some of these younger players. And, it's a real opportunity for us to improve and get better. Those are all code words for we have no intention of competing. The Rockies, when they had their general manager come in, I watched some of it.
I watched it yesterday, too. And you had Peavy, who, by the way, just as an aside, is so good on MLB Network. He's so good. So he sits down. What's the guy's name?
Bill Schmidt or something
Bill Schmidt,
like that.
maybe. He sits down. So, Bill, tell us what are your goals out here at the winter meeting? He goes like this. He sits there. He goes, improve our bench. We're going to improve our bench. And I go, oh my God. And he goes, improve our bench.
You don't have any starters.
And he's like, we let some of the kids play and figure it out. I mean, the funny thing is about the Rockies, they got a handful of guys that are really, really good players.
Yeah, Buddy Black was extolling the praises of Ezekiel Tovar yesterday.
And McMahon and Brenton Doyle. Like, they've got some good players. They certainly ruined our season as much as they could last year. And it just is like, bro, you're coming here to improve your bench. They asked about Blackman, how they're going to replace, his leadership. And then, of course, they asked about Chris Bryant. And they said Chris Bryant's been working out and swinging since the season ended. It's kind of a wait and see. We want him back.
Chris Bryant existed.
I know, man. And it's like, think about all the cash that they're laying out on that guy.
I mean, you talk about PV, and it was almost embarrassing. It's like, say something nice about the Rockies. And what he came up with was, boy, you really handled the Charlie Blackmon farewell. It was really classy what you guys did. Tell us about how well you handled Charlie Blackmon's farewell last season.
It's got to be nerve-wracking for the host. We're like, all right, coming up now is Marlins president Peter Bendix. And you're like, all right, so you guys are selling everybody.
I mean, think about that, though. The Rockies in the division with the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, who just went out and signed, Willie Adames.
The Diamondbacks, who just went to the World Series.
who just went to the World Series. And then there's you. And really, the only thing you can do is occasionally play a spoiler, like, for one of the teams.
A couple of win a couple series.
By going 500 against them. Like, oh, wow, you really put a crimp in their style by winning 6 games against them this year.
And it's funny because you're right, but, like, should our hashtag this year be at least we're not the Rockies? I mean, because that's how it feels right now. But they got good young talent. That process is very, very slow there.
Some of these interviews are awkward. They had it was the Tigers GM was on, and they read a tweet about their interest in Paul Goldschmidt, and the GM's like,
oh, no way.
I can't talk about every tweet out there. I mean, it's like what am I going to be responding here all day to tweets? Clearly, they have interest in Paul Goldschmidt based on his reaction. Like, you didn't tell me you were going to ask me about this. So, I don't know. I mean, just teams like the Rockies and Marlins kind of make me sad a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It's a bummer. It's a bummer because you don't get that really in other sports. You know, you don't. So, everyone's got to kind of on equal footing.
I'm pulling up that that video with the
I mean, it's not great audio. It's just more of the look on his face, like, oh God, I'm white as a sheet.
Yeah, like damn it, they foiled our plans.
See, our secret pursuit of Paul Goldschmidt, the jig is up apparently. All right, it's time to give away some tickets. Aztecs Lancers of California Baptist coming to Viejas Arena tomorrow night, 7 p.m. tip-off, and you can get your tickets at goaztecs.com or win them right now by calling 833-288-0973. Be the third caller right now at 833-288-0973. Check out the 23rd ranked Aztecs at home against California Baptist tomorrow night at Viejas Arena.
And yesterday, before the show, Ben gave Paulie and I a tip for Christmas shopping, and I wanted you to share it.
Oh, I will do that.
I want you to share your tip with the Tier 1s. I think it could help a lot of people in the same situation that you're in.
Excellent. We'll do that in our final segment next year on 97.3 The Fan. All right, congratulations to
Alisa.
Alisa, nice job. Wins the Aztecs tickets. Now, you have already donated to the Mesa Foundation,
I did.
the Aztecs basketball NIL arm. Are you going to sign up for their new football? Their link to 619.
I saw this.
They're trying to raise $619 from 1,000 different people in San Diego. 619, of course, representing the area code in San Diego.
I was going to, but I'm 760, so I'm not donating 760.
They will be asking, I think it's like $52 a month. You get $619 a year and sign up to become one of their Link to 619 members. And if they fill all the way up, I mean, that's an extra $600,000 plus in NIL money going toward the football program to try to attract and keep their best players on the football field and try to build that program for Sean Lewis. Doesn't seem, I mean, you'd think there's 1,000 Aztecs alums out there that might be willing to do that.
Paulie's an Aztec alum.
It's a lot. I mean, it's a big ask. 619 is not nothing.
Yeah, I was able to donate of whatever I wanted to the Mesa Foundation.
And I'm sure they would still take whatever they wanted, but if you want to be part of their actual Link to 619 drive.
The special club.
Yeah. But
let me ask you, are you going to?
I am not, but I'm not an alum.
No, but you like the program.
I do, but I like other programs as well.
I'm not an alum either. I donated
favorites.
I donated to the Mesa Foundation.
I'm also,
how much did you donate to the Mesa
journalist,
Foundation?
Really, it would be inappropriate of me to do so.
Oh, so it was inappropriate that I donated?
You don't consider yourself a journalist as much as I do. So do what you want.
Any way he can get out of donating money, he will do it.
I'm trying to uphold some ethical standards here.
You are the GOAT, my friend. No, I wanted to talk about this because I liked your tip. I want to get to your tip. Do we have to check traffic?
Yeah, we do have to check traffic.
And then we'll get to your tip. Just the tip.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Wrapping things up with a couple of problems here, guys. Solo vehicle accident, north on 163 before the 52. It's got the fast lane blocked in East County, eastbound 8 past Mullison. Solo vehicle accident in the center divide. Further east, guys, keep in mind, got that high wind advisory between Alpine and Imperial Highway. So high-profile vehicles not recommended to that area. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
This segment of Ben and Woods is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is football. Hey, San Diego sports fans, head to your local Buffalo Wild Wings. Try their new maple chipotle sauce for rich maple sweetness and a mild, smoky chipotle heat. Or for a bit of kick, check out the new Cajun sauce with a rich blend of spicy and tangy peppers. Stop by your San Diego B-Dubs or order now for takeout and delivery with Buffalo Wild Wings. Go.
Quite a mouthful there.
So, yeah, my kids are older now, 21 and 19 years old.
Yes.
And it becomes much more difficult around Christmas time to shop for kids of that age. But I think you still want, Christmas to be a special holiday at home. So you have that dilemma. You can always just ask them for, well, what do you want? But they're going to want probably something big, electronic, and okay, well, that would be your one present. You already know what you're getting. It's takes away some of the magic and mystique of Christmas, and it's just great. You just, there's your one present. There it is.
Like what would it be? Like a
new
PS5 or something.
Yeah, or something for their computer system at home. Added memory,
modem.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think a modem is
using
probably
words.
what they mean. Tech words. We're just throwing tech words out there. But at the same time, you don't want to just have a bunch of junk wrapped up under the tree. Bag of beef jerky, just things to unwrap.
Have you ever had that?
A bag of beef jerky?
Yeah.
I have unwrapped a bag of beef jerky before.
You have?
I have.
For yourself?
Yeah.
From whom?
In-laws.
Oh.
I mean, I like beef jerky. It's fine, but I don't need to unwrap it for Christmas. It's fine. So
here's a sandwich.
So how do you handle it, especially as your kind of kids are getting older, to still have a fun Christmas, but also be a little more practical and reasonable with what's going on, not going overboard, but still making it fun. And got this tip recently, and we're going to try to implement it at our house. So for your older kids for Christmas, 4 things: something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read.
Very good.
Everybody has
something they want,
something they need, something to wear, and something to read.
Not bad.
So you get a book, you get a sweater or a shirt or some jeans. You get something that they need, like you definitely know. Maybe you decide, I know you really need this, and then something they want from like their wish list that they're looking for.
It's pretty good.
Kind of make that, and then you got some time. You sit around. You can still open your presents on Christmas morning.
Yeah, you still get stuff to open.
A few different things to open, but it's not just ridiculous, and it's kind of organized.
So after last year, Christmas with my kids, who were at the time 5 and 3. They opened presents for like a good solid hour and a half. And it was just junk after junk after junk after junk. We ended up giving a lot of it away.
Feels wasteful.
It does. It feels wasteful. So Hannah had the idea of, let's do something instead and still give them, a couple of presents. Well, I'm starting to kind of realize they like to open presents. That's what little kids like to do. They like to open. They like the act of seeing a buttload of presents under the tree, ripping them open. Well, what is this? Great. So here's the thing about dads, though. At least in my house, I've been a little iced out of the Christmas experience as far as getting my kids presents, and I have pitched a couple of ideas to the wife, and she has put the kibosh on all of them. And the thing is my kids already have a lot. They're very, very, very fortunate. They have a lot. And what does Bo need for baseball? Nothing. He's got a new glove, new bat, new bag. He's got new helmet. He's got everything he needs. My parents are asking me, what does Bo want? What does Taylor want? I'm like, they have everything. They have a new bike, new everything. And so I had a couple of ideas. Like, they really like laser tag. And I said, let's get them like their own laser tag and they can play around. Hannah said, no guns. I said, all right, fine. I can get behind that.
Can you do laser tag without guns and just have like a
laser knife, laser darts,
laser bow and arrow?
The thing is like, because Taylor, he's the youngest one, he'll do the thing of like, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, bro. You obviously can't. Bo can handle it. Taylor can't. So you can't get one a laser tag set, now the other one doing it. It's not ready. So Hannah said, no, put the kibosh on that. And there was something else that I had pitched. Oh, I wanted to get Bo his own record player and start getting him into, hey, come to the record store with Dad, listen to a record in your room. I think I was 6, 7 when I got my first record player or cassette player and started listening to my own music. So I sit him down and I said, do you want that record player? He goes, just like this. I was thinking about it. And I get distracted at night, and I don't think if I was sitting in here listening to records, I would be able to sleep. I'm like, what are you, 40 years old? All right, we'll wait on the record. We'll wait on the record player. So now I don't know what to get him. So they like baseball cards. So here's the dilemma I'm up against with baseball cards. I want him to get like the good cards, to open the good cards where, you pull out like, oh my God, that's a signed Jackson Merrill thing, but I don't know which ones to buy. Oh, look, there's Fernando Tatis's sideburn in this one. This is pretty cool. Like,
nobody knows which box to buy.
Well, no, not which box to buy. What brand? Where do I get it? They don't sell those at Walmart. What's the good, like, if I want him to have a chance to open up a really cool and special card, I'm not saying he will get it.
Gotcha.
But the opportunity
you
to
like
do
the idea of it being sort of a lottery ticket / baseball card
opening. Right. That's exactly right. So I want the ones, I don't know where to go, where to get it.
Probably online now.
Online.
I know they used to, like...
What's the set? When we were kids, it was like...
The Target would have a...
Yeah, when we were kids...
They still have that aisle. I just don't know. It's near the register. There's a bunch of, like, Pokemon
I guarantee there's some people from Upper Deck who are listening right now up in Carlsbad.
They don't do baseball cards.
They don't do baseball cards
Not anymore. So when I was a kid, it was...
Tops.
My dad would say, what do you want? I'd be like, I want the 89 Upper Deck wax box. And sit there on Christmas and open it up looking for Griffey and everything else. So... But I've been iced out completely. So I went last night. I bought some stuff for them. Hannah doesn't know. But I bought them some cool rock and roll T-shirts and stuff like that. Just little things that they can open. Because I'm literally afraid that Christmas is going to get here and they're going to be like, oh, cool, we had 6 presents to open.
What about this? If they just like opening stuff, buy yourself some stuff.
Let them open it.
Let them open it, and then you just keep it at the end. Oh, look.
XL T-shirt.
Box of Callaways. Perfect. Thank you.
Dad'll take those. Yeah, I just somebody says they do sell those at Walmart. I just never know which ones to buy. Topps Chrome. That's what I'm looking for. All right.
Target has a whole wall of cards too, usually near the checkout stand. But I don't know which ones are the ones you want to get.
I don't really either.
Yeah.
Topps Chrome. Okay, that's good. That's what I needed. Thank you, Sons of Arkham. But when your kids were little, did you? Because there's this meme going around of dad sitting on the couch, eating snacks, watching his kids open up presents, and faking surprise because he's also surprised. He has no idea.
He hasn't seen what they are. Yeah,
what
there's some of that for sure. Growing up,
that's how I feel.
I'm looking at
kids were
like the
growing up.
Topps official website.
Okay.
They do have like the big boxes. Those are all sold out.
Oh,
Topps
good.
Chrome. They have the value box for $40.
That's on Topps' website.
They have 2024 Topps complete set, the whole box.
I don't want that.
$60. Isn't that what you want?
No, because I want
a box full of packs of cards.
Oh, you said complete set.
Yeah, they have the complete set. They have the Chrome Series Baseball Sapphire Edition, but that's sold out. I'm sure you can find it elsewhere online.
Okay.
Secondhand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a box that has, whatever, 10
But the
packs
potential
of cards.
to pull some good cards out of it. And that'll eat up 6 hours.
Yeah, the more
that
you
day.
pay, it's like you're guaranteed an autographed card. You
I mean,
don't know who the
part-
autograph
right.
is. You're guaranteed a card with a jersey pack.
But
I do want Fernando Tatis' sideburn in one. I thought that'd be a good one.
Part of the allure of baseball cards is that you don't know for years sometimes which ones are the valuable ones. So it's up to you to kind of keep those track of those cards, and you get a player who may be unknown as a rookie, not heralded, no one really knows who he is, but he goes on and has a Hall of Fame career, and you had his rookie card. Now, it wasn't worth anything when you pulled it out, but in 15 years, all of a sudden, it's worth a lot when you take care of it, and you keep it, and you store it, and, you don't damage it, and it's still in mint condition.
Somebody just said go to Honey Hole Collectibles. All right. Sounds good to me.
See, now, if you go to one of those card stores, though.
You just buy them whatever card.
Well, exactly. And you're paying a lot of money,
right.
For the cards. The idea of buying it cheaply when you don't know what it's worth is kind of the excitement of it. Anybody can spend, thousands of dollars and create a great card collection by buying the ones that are already valuable and the ones that mean a lot to them, and that's fine. If you've got the money and you've got the interest and it makes you happy, go ahead and do that. But I would say most people don't necessarily have an extra, $40,000 around to buy all the cards that they want and, just have a ready-made collection from the very beginning. You got to slowly build it over the years.
I get what you're saying. I want them to have the opportunity to pull something cool, and not just a bunch of junk cards.
You just got to sell it. Oh, that's cool. Like you pulls.
My kids are beyond.
There's a Stephen Kolek card. that is really cool, guys.
Mason McCoy.
He was a Rule 5 draft pick. You know how cool that is?
I'm looking around on their websites and people in the chat. Hobby box is kind of the key phrase.
Hobby box and honey hole. I'm all in. Why haven't I been doing this for
hobby
years?
box
At
on
Honey
honey hole.
Okay. Yeah. And there it was. Honey hole. Yeah, I think I want that Paul Skeens card. Where do I get that one? Where do I get the opportunity
Paul Skeens
to pull that one?
See, we all know that one's probably going to be valuable.
Carlos said he pulled 2 Mason McCoy autographs. I don't want to hear it.
Can Woods
yes,
have
an
one?
auto card.
Woods needs a Christmas gift idea. If you can just give him one of those.
Well, I am going to have to run it by the missus.
That's a fun idea, though.
Yeah,
I got like the complete set or whatever when I was a kid. I remember it was like the 1994, 1995 Donruss. Like you had every player that played in baseball that year.
But the complete set to get was like cheating. Like you're like, oh, I got the complete set.
Don't need to trade anybody.
Don't have to
you've got them all
acquire
already.
anything. I don't know. It's a headache. Chris is a headache every year.
And then you got to take care of them. You got to organize them.
Yeah.
Or you just shoebox them up and.
Guzzinator said he pulled a David Bednar autograph. He thought it was the Paul Skeens. What a nightmare.
Could have won season tickets at PNC Park
for the rest
30 years.
rest of your life. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the suggestions, guys. And I do like your tip a lot. My kids aren't quite old enough.
Something you want, something you need, something to wear, something to read.
What are you going to get your kids that they need? Because then that takes some elite understanding.
There's a lot of crossover with something to wear, unfortunately, with something they need. So I'll have to kind of figure out where the line is drawn between those two things, I think.
Okay. No, I like it. It's a good tip. We're not quite there yet. But we're also in the sweet spot of not having to buy a buttload of electronics yet. And, that's those days.
You regulate electronics.
We do.
We have gone
deregulation.
Far. Deregulation has hit.
Well, give one of my kids an iPad for 15 minutes, and then you see what it's like trying to take it from them.
I get it.
Oh, my God. It's insane.
All right, that is the music that indicates our program is complete for today.
Super
Battled
fun
some
morning.
technical difficulties and some struggles. Hopefully tomorrow goes a little bit smoother.
Let's go sign somebody today.
Sammy Levitt will have more live from Dallas at the winter meetings with Annie and Elston. They are coming up next. For Paul Reindl and Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Tuesday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.